Yo, hello ladies and gentlemen, good morning, good afternoon, good night, whatever time you're watching this. We're back at it with another weekly markup. So this week I'm only marking up GBPUSD, UJ, and NZDCAD because I'm in an active trading USDCAD. I'm technically in an active trading GJ. Well, I'm still with the same analysis. I was supposed to be in this trade, but I closed fully, as you can see, but the same bias still remains. Right, previous area of supply, strong area of demand, we broke below it, bearish engulfing candle and created a lower high, perfect entry. The thing is that I secured closed fully because I was in drawdown in my other USD CAD trade when this is the one that I was supposed to hold, but the bias still remains the same. I do still see GJ melting, so I'm just going to keep this same bias. Right, and then USD CAD, I'm in these trades right here. Remember these trades, these shorts I was looking for below here, 139, where everything hit stop loss, but then I got in on a re-entry, looking for price to come hit 139 and definitely see what it does. Either we're gonna create a higher low and continue to the upside, or we're gonna break the low and create a lower high below it and continue to the downside, and we have lows to clear. But I mean, we did bullish engulf back above 139. So I might secure at 139 and see what price does there. Right, so now let's get into the weekly markup. GBPUSD, you can pause it and read it. Let's get into GBPUSD. Always start from the monthly. We could already tell from the monthly we were bullish, and then we started flipping bearish after we tested 137,500. And then after that we had a bearish engulfing candle. Well, we had two bearish engulfing candles below 134, and then after that price failed to keep breaking lows below 132, and then it bullish engulfed back above 134. But now it literally currently is breaking below 134 right now. So we hop into the weekly. So the monthly is bullish turning bearish, obviously, because if it was still bullish, we need price to remain above 134, and it's currently below it. On the weekly we're bearish. Price was trying to flip bullish here, but look at this, we're breaking below 134 again. I mean, it all depends how the candle goes, because this could be a rejection and price could actually come back up, right? So we have to watch out for the weekly close. But now we hop into the daily. You could already see on the daily we didn't show any strength above 134, and then we have a daily bearish engulfing candle. So now we're only holding this minor support, which obviously has been previously area of demand, gave us this push to the upside. So now let's see what it does. Is it gonna go another push to the upside, or we're gonna break below and continue to the downside? So we hop into the 4 hour. You could already see it a little bit better. Previous area of demand, we currently already tested it and we didn't show any strength. Look at that, we created a lower high below 134. So now we might actually get some possible shorts if price can break below here, something like this. Or obviously if price does respect this support, then we could get a break of structure here, a higher low here, and a possible entry right there to target these highs over here. So now let's get into UJ. You could pause it and read it. USDJPY is very similar to GJ. So we'll start on the monthly. On the monthly we were overall bullish, still overall bullish. Respect to this area of support about 14500, and then we bullish engulfed about 151, which is a previous area of supply and demand. 151 previous area of supply, and then obviously demand. And then we hop into the weekly. You can see on the weekly we're currently testing below 158,500, which was previously a previous area of supply, and we're currently rejecting it on the weekly and on the daily. So you can see on the daily, you can see it a little bit better. Price tested 158,500, which obviously was previously a strong area of supply that gave us a drop all the way to 14500, which happens to be 1,800 pips, which is a shit ton of pips, right? So now price, what is it gonna do? Is it gonna continue melting? And then first target we have is 151, where we're gonna break back above, create a higher low, and continue to the upside to 161. And on the daily, this is a key important zone, because if we look at this previous area supply, we're about to test it. And actually, while the daily, if we have a bearish engulfing candle below this area of supply and demand, this daily area of supply and demand, something like this, I could definitely be seeing more shorts. So something like that. If we could get a bearish engulfing candle below this previous area of supply and demand, that could be looking solid for more continuation for shorts. And now we hop into the 4 hour, you can see it a little bit better. Previous area of supply turn into new demand. So now what is it gonna do? Are we gonna respect that demand, or are we gonna break below it and turn into supply again? It's that simple. All we have to do now is just wait. And I have an alert for when price reaches its zone. Let's see what it does. Last but not least, we're gonna go NZDCAD. You can pause it and read it. Shout out these legends though, by the way, Bazooka Limon and Bobby Chacon. Legends. They both follow Alexis Arguello. So now let's go into NZDCAD. You always want to start from the monthly, higher time frame. And you can already see the high time frame, we're overall bearish. We're not breaking highs, we're breaking lows. And now we're currently respecting this previous low, which is 0.78500, right? But we're still right below 0.80, which obviously has been a previous area of strong supply and demand. Strong supply, strong supply, strong demand, supply below, demand above, demand above, demand above, supply below. And then it was a rejection, but we closed back above it. Then on the weekly, you can already see on the weekly, we have a weekly bearish engulfing candle. We did test 0.78500, so this is, I mean, there's still liquidity below here, but this has been cleared by this, right? So what this is the liquidity, probable stop losses below here for the buyers, but now there's also stop losses here for the sellers, right? So now we're gonna see what price does at this key level, which is 0.80. Are we gonna reject below it and continue to the downside, or we're gonna break above it, bullish engulf above it, and create a higher low to continue to 0.83. Hop into the daily. So the daily, you can already see we're bullish, higher low above 0.78, double bottom above 0.78500, higher low above 0.78500, and then we have a weak support, not weak support, weak resistance. I believe I had mentioned it. Weak resistance below 0.80. Price might run through it this week's open, right? So what I'm talking about is this right here. So you can see every test, if I can find my mouse, there we go. So every test after we came and tested 0.78500, after every test of 0.80, this was a strong test, but it did not break these lows. The second test, it was a weaker test because it did not break this low, right? So you can already see we got a low, we got a higher low. We tested 0.80 again, we got another higher low. We tested 0.80 again, not only we tested it, but we broke above it, and we actually had a bullish engulfing candle above it, and we created another what? Another higher low. What is this telling us? That price is not getting, that sells are not getting stronger, they're getting weaker. Who's getting stronger? The buyers, right? So now this is looking like we're gonna run through this, create maybe a bullish engulfing candle, higher low, and maybe I mean TP1 would be this high right here, because this could definitely possibly happen right here and continue back down, right? So this is where you have your main targets and you have your overall target, which you have your TP1 targets and you have your overall target, which is 0.83. And now this is looking like it's gonna continue bullish, but we still have to wait for the bullish engulfing candle and the higher low, because literally, like I said, price can come test this supply area of previous supply. Look how this previous supply broke below 0.80. So when price tests this area of supply, it could do the same and continue back to the downside. Or maybe even here, you could either just come clear this and continue back down. Fake out buyers. That's why you would need the bullish engulfing candle and the higher low above 0.80. Not just a bullish engulfing candle, because the bullish engulfing candle could be a rejection on the higher time frames. So now let's go into the 4 hour. Last but not least, can already see on the 4 hours is weak area of resistance, a little bit better. Overall higher lows. And now literally the same thing. I'm just expecting the break above here, bullish engulfing candle, and a higher low for possible buy entries. Back to work. Peace and love. Like, mighty health, wealth, knowledge, wisdom for you and your entire family.